A little louder. A little louder.
What up guys, Nakamoto Crypto here. The Bitcoin price is exploding right now, sitting at $16,103 at the time of this video for the first time since 2017. So for the first time in 3 years, Bitcoin is back up to $16,000, but a correction may be in order as the euphoria is setting in. Bitcoin is still showing strength with multiple attempts to break the $16,000 level. It finally did. Just now as we speak, a new yearly high was established throughout the day with the BTC price peaking at 16,150, even going a little bit above that. This yearly high is more than 300% higher than the yearly low back in March of this year, where Bitcoin went as low as $3,800. So if you bought Bitcoin back in March at $3,800, you would have been up 300% right now at $16,000 per BTC. That is an insane amount of gains. This is an impressive momentum, particularly as the life is being drained from altcoins bleeding and the money is going into Bitcoin right now. Even Stan Druckenmiller acknowledged this week that he himself bought Bitcoin expecting BTC to continue to outperform gold. This is yet another big name institutional investor jumping on the digital gold bandwagon. However, in a further continuation upwards warranted considering such a euphoria, the fear and greed index is at a record high, settling close to 90, making a correction almost inevitable in the short term at this point. So Bitcoin is fighting for a 6th green candle in a row. The weekly chart for Bitcoin shows an apparent resistance zone in the 16K level. It's the first time in nearly 3 years that this level was reached. Back then, Bitcoin's price was rejected at around 16K. Furthermore, the 6th green weekly candle is currently being printed, which is certainly a big bullish sign. However, many levels beneath the current price are untested on the weekly time frame. A healthy way to build up a new cycle is backtesting of previous resistance levels as new areas of support as we going up. This retest didn't occur at the $12,000 area, for example. This is a level that traders should be watching out, since this may become a critical pivotal area. The daily time frame shows a potential breakout above $15,600. Such a breakout is likely going to occur when a large volume, which would indicate major strength, happens. The current breakout though lacks volume. However, it is setting up a potential bearish divergence and a top construction at this level. In that regard, if the Bitcoin price breaks south and loses the 15,600 level, then a further correction downwards seems inevitable. If a further correction occurs, the levels to watch on the daily time frame are around $14,100 to the $13,100 level, and the time zone around $11,600 to the $12,000 level. This latter is also a potential support area on the weekly chart. Currently, the fear and greed index is still extremely high and is sitting at 87 out of the 100, the highest since June 2019, when Bitcoin was at a whopping $14,000 before retracing back down, which marked the top of the previous bull cycle of 2019. The fear and greed index is a useful tool for gauging market sentiment. When peak levels of 80 plus are reached, then a correction becomes more likely than a further continuation upwards. This euphoria is frequently short-lived, as the market often moves in the opposite direction than the majority of the traders expect. while institutions are jumping into Bitcoin, or big name investors stating that they now own BTC, is a very bullish signal for the crypto market in general. This doesn't mean that a correction cannot occur. In fact, such bull cycle corrections I often consider healthy for the Bitcoin market, as we can drop as low as 30% at times in order to carry on. That is called a healthy correction, so do not panic. As in the previous bull market cycle back in 2017, the BTC USD chart saw multiple drops of 30%. That resulted in previous resistance levels being retested, which then became springboards for the next leg up. Another bullish news is that the world's second biggest bank is now to issue $3 billion in bonds, which is all tradable in Bitcoin. China's construction bank has tapped a Libyan-based digital asset exchange, Fusang, for the issuance of $3 billion worth of debt securities over the blockchain. According to a Wednesday report by the South China Morning Post, tokenized bond certificates will be issued through the state-owned bank's Malaysia branch over a period of 3 months. Notably, the digital securities will be exchangeable for Bitcoin on the Fusang exchange as well as US dollars. If this is successful, Fusang intends to work with the big 4 Chinese banks on the issuance of certificates in other currencies, including the yuan, said Fusang CEO Henry Chong in the report. So with the blockchain issuance, the CCB, the second largest bank in the world by market cap, aims to reduce the cost traditionally associated with financial intermediaries. It will also offer the debt instruments at lower amounts to make them accessible to retail investors. Bonds are tradable debt securities issued by governments or a company to support spending obligations. Chinese bonds are usually traded for tens of thousands of yuan, meaning that they are accessible to institutional and professional investors. The banks aim to reduce that barrier to entry by making certificates available for a minimum of $100. They will then offer around 0.75% yield at maturity, which is higher than the average 0.25% interest achieved per annum at other banks. This is insane. What do you think about the amazing run Bitcoin had this November and is still having right now? And what do you think about banks getting into the Bitcoin bandwagon? Let us know in the comment section below. Like the video, share, subscribe for some daily crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out. Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $8,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin under $5,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $10,000.
Buy it.
Bitcoin is over $20,000.
Buy it.
Best performing asset in the last 10 years. True. Look into crypto, we need volunteers. No need to tiptoe, it won't disappear. Do your research, history made it clear.